10:43 a.m. on a Wednesday morning in Fort Worth, Texas. It's crazy how we got here and how one relationship can absolutely blow up your business and completely change your life. When it comes to the real estate industry, when you start out in it, whether you're a real estate agent, mortgage loan officer, title, escrow, whatever, when you start out in real estate, you need to be hyper focused on your local market. When you see Selling Sunsets or Beverly Hills Real Estate, those top agents or those top earners are dominators in a very specific neighborhood, city, or market. And when I started, I tried to do the same thing. I wanted to hit everywhere in my local Arizona market, and I struggled pretty tremendously. It is not easy to start a real estate business without having some sort of connection or some sort of relationship to help you. So like most people in real estate, when they get started, they get in and someone who's been in the industry for a while says, pick up your phone and start dialing. So that's exactly what I did back in 2018. I started calling potential homeowners, I started calling real estate agents, CPAs, anyone who could grow my business. And I got nowhere. Like literally nowhere. So I went back to what I was good at, which was YouTube at the time, and I looked up all the top real estate agents who were on YouTube in my market, and I found one guy. Steve.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Making a quick run to the dump and then Best Buy. What's up?
I got that lead I got for you. They're probably gonna write an offer today. I'm probably gonna call him in about an hour, and then I'll introduce you like over text or something.
All right, cool. Shoot me the info. I'm around.
Okay. And then for today, what time should I get there?
Oh snap! You came? You're here?
I was gonna just show up, but I'm like, I should probably come a little earlier.
Dude, Shawn's here. I'm with Danny.
Oh.
Yeah. Hey, dude. Honestly, show up like at 3 o'clock.
All right, 3 o'clock. I'll be there.
All right. You too.
All right, later.
Okay. You know I would, Shawn, but my rib, bro.
Not just one guy, but one guy that actually produces big time, and I decided to reach out. So I did something that no one has ever done when it comes to prospecting a referral partner, and it's something that literally everyone talks about to this day. I tried calling this one person over and over. I probably called him 10, 20, 30 times. I was sending him tons of text messages.
The guy starts blowing up my text messages, I think. Hey, I'm Shawn, let's get together. I'm a lender in town.
I was literally just trying to get him to acknowledge the fact that he does YouTube, I do YouTube, and we should work together. And I was getting absolutely nowhere. And I knew he was seeing all of my messages because the guy was super active on social media.
So he's texting me.
And he was deliberately choosing to ignore me.
So I ignored him.
So what I decided to do to make it irresistible to reply to me,
and I never responded to Shawn whatsoever. I was like, you know what? I'm good.
Is I actually created a brand new website, and the URL of the website was his tagline in his videos.
6 months later, sends me a text message and says, I watch your YouTube videos, I see you on Facebook, etc., etc. At least click on this website link that I made.
He would always say, on this episode, wait, no, that's not what he said. Yeah, on this
episode.
So I purchased that domain.
On this episode with Penate.com.
I literally built a landing page, and in that landing page, the first thing was, Steve, you finally clicked on the link and decided to not ignore me. My name is Shawn.
It has a video on it. I click on the video, and he's like, dude, you're finally watching this video. Hey, I'm Shawn.
And I figured if you would just click on the link, he would see my video. Hopefully I could sell him through the course of a video. And then below that video was my resume. It was all of the channels I helped build. It was all of the real estate knowledge that I had, all the teams I was working with, all the type of loan programs I had. I mean, it was the best resume possible to get someone to be interested to at least reach out to me and say, hey, I acknowledge you. I see you as a human being. It's pretty brutal sometimes when you're working in sales when people get a cold call and they immediately hang up and they don't think of you like a real person on the other end of the line. So that was all I was going for. I was not trying to get his business. I was not trying to get anything out of him besides the fact that I wanted him to acknowledge me. And I spammed him with this URL a million times. I texted it to him, I DM'd him on Instagram, I sent it on Facebook, I sent him emails. I was blowing him up with this URL, and he finally clicked it, and all he said was, let's meet ASAP.
I knew when he made that link This guy pays attention to details.
So finally, I got him to meet me, and we literally had coffee for 4 hours. We had so much to talk about on that meeting. It was incredible, and it was awesome to see that all this work I did prospecting over the course of 3 to 4 months, building a whole website for him, finally paid off in the results of kind of having a meeting with him. And it was incredible. We were super like-minded. We got along perfectly. It was more of a, hey, I want to get to know you and your goals, and if it aligns with me, great, we can work together. But he was such a big producer at the time in comparison to me that I was just lucky to be in the same room with him.
I realized he loves video, I love video. We end up connecting, and I think now we've done hundreds of loans together.
Now he's just a little pipsqueak compared to me, you know what I mean?
I credit myself to making him rich. Look at this. If you suck at sales, persistent might get you in the door, you know what I'm saying?
He told me after that, you know what, Shawn, I'm gonna throw you a deal. I'm gonna send you a lead. We're gonna work together. We're gonna see if it's gonna work out well. And I was super excited. We talked all the time, and I didn't get anything from him for like months, maybe even a full year, I don't even remember. Which is very common in our line of work, where you meet someone, it sounds great, sounds like you're gonna be working together, and then nothing actually comes of it. And I think that was kind of how our relationship went, and I thought that something was wrong, or maybe he didn't wanna work with us. And then I really learned that he was actually making a massive shift in his real estate career. He hits me up one day and he's like, Shawn, I'm moving to Texas. And I'm sitting here like, I finally got a meeting with this guy, and I'm not licensed in Texas. He's moving states, his whole business is changing, and all that was for nothing. And then he goes, you should get licensed there, and I'll send you a couple clients from Texas. And I thought, man, haven't really done any transactions with this guy, but we connected really well. I feel like he's more than just kind of selling me on something. Like, let me get my license, let me go through the headache of it, let me pay the licensing fees. And I got licensed in Texas, and the rest was history. I couldn't believe how much business that we started doing in Texas. It started with 1 deal a month, 2 deals a month, 3 deals a month. Then we started doing like 4 a month. Got up to maybe doing 5 deals in a single month, and I was blown away at this point of having so much business coming from basically doing a transaction a month in total to now doing 5 to 10 transactions a month. And then we hit the refi boom, and I was doing 15 to 25, and then it was like 30 transactions a month, and it was just incredibly life-changing, and so much can happen from just one little kickstart in your career. And the crazy thing about it, I don't even live in Texas, so I do so many transactions. Probably 50% of my transactions are done in Texas for so many families that I never meet or have never seen. And now we're here. Hopefully I get to meet a lot of them today. But the cooler thing is that this one individual, Steve Panate, on this episode with Panate, finally is launching his own real estate brokerage. He was always a part of a team and growing a team in different areas. Now he's actually doing his own thing. I'm super excited for it. We can be a mega partner with him. And as his real estate brokerage grows tremendously in Texas, our mortgage company will also be growing with them, and we'll be working together to kind of dominate this market, which is crazy because I don't even live here. I eventually would like to own property and live here parts of the year, but I don't live here, and we do so much business in Texas, so it's super cool to see how well we've expanded, all from one little website that I made prospecting one real estate agent years and years ago. Type stuff, so it's not necessarily selling like, oh, come work at this company. It's since I was out here.
We were at the other place.
I know.
That was still JMG.
Oh, this is out here.
Hey, how's it
What's your
going?
name? Lime.
This guy made it.
This guy, we'd be somewhat matching today, see?
Alright, dude, I promise you I almost wore red pants.
I thought you were going to. When I
almost
packed him, I was
did.
like, man, I didn't see him wear red
I had them
pants.
on, then I'm on, nah, it's not Christmas yet.
The office looks good.
Okay, these are some of our agents.
Oh, nice to meet you. I'm Shawn.
Tony, Lorena.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Okay, Shawn is our preferred lender. He's our lender partner here in Soma. Yeah.
Finally, man. How you doing?
This is the hero that got me into my home.
You know, something like that.
Say it again. Yeah, say it
This is the hero that got me into the home.
I was just saying, I've done so many loans for people that like I've never met in person.
Did you do Fallon's or no?
Yeah.
Fallon.
Yeah.
This is Shawn.
Yeah,
I know, finally getting the media.
So nice to
I know, it's funny. I do so many and I never do.
The story was, Shawn, find a way to get him in.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what Steve tells me every day we're working. Oh, dude, it's so cool when I come here and I just meet everyone that I talk to and all that stuff.
That's awesome. This is Katie. These are
So nice to meet you. How things been going for you guys?
Good. Yeah.
I watch all your guys' content.
Did you bring business cards, Shawn?
I did, but I wasn't carrying them. Now I have them. They're in my bag. California, Colorado, and Florida. We're trying to get some. I think I did.
I'll tell you this, I've been in this space for a lot of years now. You know, we've hosted our own conferences, we've done coaching. I've met with countless people in this industry. I'll tell you this, very few people you'll find like Shawn in this industry.
Wow. That's it. That's a wrap.
I mean that, literally.
Save that, run it on loop, put it on his background screensaver. Every time he's mad at me, I'm gonna send that to him.
That was from the heart, unscripted. I mean it. Thank you so much. No, dude.
You should be buying a house in today's market.
Unless you're making that lateral move, or you don't have a mortgage and you don't have to sell.
That's true. That being said, the people who should be buying a house are first-time home buyers. Exactly. Your affordability is gonna drastically. Boom.
We're gonna kill it.
Kill it.